From time to time, you will see some people jump out on social media and bash Andrew Holness. And whole heap of them will see come out and talk a lot of negative about the Prime Minister. This time, it is no different, and it is simply because a statement where the Prime Minister made about the former Prime Minister, Mr. Micheal Manley. Now, the statement where Andrew Holness made was basically saying that he blames Micheal Manley for the state where the country in today, and that the present government, JLP, have to go do a whole lot to fix it. And that statement did not sit well with a whole lot of people. We see where Lisa Anna spoke out the other day and went down memory lane about the things that Micheal Manley changed for Jamaica and Jamaicans, and a whole lot of people address it. A lot of members of parliaments address it, a lot of regular persons in the public address it, and people just not accepting what Andrew Holness said. Well, this lady I'm about to show you right now, she come out and she go hard after the Prime Minister. Somehow no go like how she talk, while somehow no might agree with her. But listen her out and comment in the comment section and tell me what you think about what this lady is saying towards the Right Honourable Mr. Andrew Holness.
Andrew, who gave authority and tell you that you could have go down and St. Mary and call Micheal Manley name? You don't know your history. You don't know your history where you talk about. You never know if you talk about. You talk about Micheal Manley, Andrew. Andrew, you don't know how much something Micheal Manley do to Jamaica. Eh? And Micheal Manley make you go to university. I make the man then the teeth your clocks. So you're frightened, you know. Don't think that. Which part of a university you go? Eh? You know Edna Manley Law School? You know them place there? The Bustamante they contribute to Jamaica. We Bustamante contribute to the island Jamaica. When give them? Eh? Who tell you say you could have go down and St. Mary and call Micheal Manley name? You enough? Eh? We Bustamante give Jamaica. Who Bustamante, what did Bustamante wife or husband? What did Bustamante husband? Eh? We Bustamante husband the name when left go over upon sea, take boat and go over one place over so go married to the captain. Who did Bustamante husband? And a wife in there kind of a woman married to a man. You talk you tell St. Mary then something there? You did talk that down at St. Mary yesterday. We're going to call Micheal Manley name for. You're in a class like Micheal Manley and Holness? You and Micheal Manley just share the same space. You're bright. Eh? Who tell you if you do it? Who tell you if you go down there, go do that? You see when Micheal Manley dead, you see then they have him all over in America, come back to Jamaica and something all know he can't bury it. Micheal Manley sleeping in peace, Micheal Manley is sleeping in heaven. All PMP were dead and go to heaven. You know, see I got it that hell. Jamaica was the hottest last year when you were carrying around the island. Hell broke loose down there. You're damn enough. Go talk about the money where you the disgrace them where you have at Jamaica and the corruption them up to your neck. Talk about the secret MOU where you signed with Israel. Where you see the ambassador US side making frustrated down there so. And that frustrate him. I then think they have to talk at St. Mary. You hear? Don't call Micheal Manley name. And you filthy, dirty, nasty mouth. You're bright. Eh? You stink and dirty. You're enough. How will you pitch? How will you pitch from? I wish Jankra you come from. Eh? You didn't have anything until when Micheal Manley Cup say equal rights to woman. I say your mama could have go wash people clothes. And when she breed with you, she could have stay her yard and get paid. Micheal Manley do that. You hear? The big house where you have up there so where you can get account for the money. And Micheal Manley make you know so you can own house. Land for the landless when who no have no land can't have land. Micheal Manley build youth service. So my uncle then can make grill. You hear? And work at Tankwell and them place there when me a little pitney. And me have whole heap of money when they come a country. And Micheal Manley do that. You hear idiot? For me uncle them a wear clocks from Micheal Manley time. And my father having clocks in Wallaby or in Desert or in Bankrabber. One a broke down a yard, a wear a dry in a yard, and two hang up in a house top in a some plastic bag. That's when me a 4 or 5 year old and draw me born 1979. Micheal Manley do that. You're bright. You never know what youth service did or what. You know say you no come with nothing at all. You never know what youth service. Where the young, the poor black boys, they them the way they in a ghetto where you kill out little. Yes. Micheal Manley did send them guy youth service after Bustamante did threaten their life. I make my uncle them have a grown guy in a bush go hide. Me have my own history about you. You don't talk about Micheal Manley. You hear boy? Your drawers are get too tight now. Corruption are tight knee. Corruption draw elastic. Round your drawers waist now, so you get tighter for your waist, so you try to squeak all about it not work. You can't talk about Micheal Manley boy, you dead. You hear? Remember me tell you that. And I don't care the consequence or the circumstances or how no me want to take it. Taisha Dean's case 0. No bright. You're bright. You look at 1 clocks, boy. You get one little 1 clocks and the man then kick off your foot up at university and take you off of your foot. Because you're a baby. You're a paper soldier. You're a weak fence. You know no sense. You're a dumbass.
Now when Mr. she go hard, she really go hard. No. Yeah. She talk up a whole lot of things. Now who agree with her, talk to me down in the comment section. Who disagree with her, still talk to me down in the comment section. And tell me what you agree with and what you disagree with as a matter of fact. Is it her approach? Is it the things that she's saying? What? Talk to me, make me know. Well, Damion Crawford kind of address the fact that a lot of persons are bashing the Prime Minister, and him kind of can understand, but him go break it down for you and explain it in a little calmer way than what the lady deal with it. And I feel like Damion Crawford way of explaining everything make people accept why I must say a little bit better. And even me like the way how Damion Crawford explain it. So everybody, take a listen right now what Damion Crawford has said.
Yeah man, Jamaica. This is Damion Crawford. And I'm making this video just to add my own opinion on the recent controversy about Andrew Holness' opinion and by extension his utterances about Micheal Manley's prime ministerial period. Now I don't personally understand why so many people are angry at Andrew Holness' opinion and utterance, because while in my opinion he lied, he really just represented the basic difference between the Jamaica Labour Party and the People's National Party. The basic difference between the Jamaica Labour Party and the People's National Party is that the People's National Party continues to fight the system and the Jamaica Labour Party continues to embrace the system. And so therefore it is unlikely that the efforts to change the system will be celebrated by a member, and in this case leader, of the Jamaica Labour Party, whose entire premise is founded upon the embracing of the system. To better explain my opinion, I think it is important that I explain what is the system. the system is a set of interconnected variables that work together to maintain the status quo. So we're going to go back to it. It's a set, which means more than one, of interconnected variables. That means more than one, again, plural variables that work together to maintain the status quo. So therefore, any effort to change the system is going to take a consistent attack on all the variables that contribute to maintaining the status quo. Now, the system isn't inherently bad. So therefore, one have to analyze if you want to fight the system if it is bad, or if you want to embrace the system if it is good. So if the status quo, the normal outcome of people's reality, that may I call it status quo, is good, then one should embrace the system. If the status quo, meaning the normal outcome of people's activity, is bad, then you have to fight the system. Now, I don't know, but the PMP believes that the status quo is bad, and Micheal Manley himself perceived that to be of great interest and great hurt to him, that the natural outcome of people's existence was negative. Now, in that time, and even now, you found many Jamaicans were in poverty. That's bad. Crime was on the increase. That's bad. Housing was not accessible to most people. That's bad. Prejudice was great in our society. That's bad. Capital was taking advantage of labor. That's bad. And so therefore, considering that the status quo was bad, then Micheal Manley, with the People's National Party, embraced an effort to change the status quo, which means an effort to fight the system, while the JP at the time continued in an effort to support and embrace the system. So therefore, when Micheal Manley did his own analysis, he suggested that for the system to change, there was a need for a change of the people's minds. So from those times, Micheal Manley recognized that the people's circumstance could not be changed without the people's minds be changed. At this time, I think it's important that we even further explain the system. And I give you some examples of the system. Because the status quo means that if the granny poor, the granddaughter almost automatically poor. And if the grandfather rich, the grandson almost automatically rich. And you gotta have a few people who slip through the cracks, and we use them as examples to say the other people are worthless. But the reality is that just like how you see Black Lives Matters now, I said that they are systematic racism. In Jamaica, there was systematic classism and systematic racism. That was, there is systematic racism and systematic classism. So may I give you some examples of the system. Now, the same grandmother I'm tell you about, she was born, she eat for her belly full. She don't eat for nutrients. So you go find, as I say all the time, the Jamaicans them like dumpling and butter that have no nutrient, but that to make your belly feel full. We like food with gravy, curry chicken, brown stew chicken, because that stretch the food. So therefore, if a man comes and fry chicken alone or not, if it not chop up, it can't stretch as far as when it chop up and curry, and the gravy then make it stretch even further. I always make a joke say, that is why we like tin mackerel more than sardine, because sardine have no gravy and mackerel have gravy. So the economic circumstance of this grandmother at birth caused for her to eat food that not have no nutrients, and to develop habits of eating that really not have no nutrients. So I can give you my own example as a youth growing up. I still love the things that I started out eating. Like, even if we can afford more than tin mackerel, I still love tin mackerel. Even if we can afford more than corned beef, I still love corned beef. So that habit of eating now caused for her to love gravy, caused for her to love whole heap of cheap carbohydrates like whole heap of rice, whole heap of flour, caused for her to eat mostly oily things like chicken back. And by extension, by the time she had 35, she had have what you call non-communicable disease. She have diabetes, she have high blood pressure and stuff like that. That now caused for her now to have to be investing money into health care. and divert that money, because remember, she not have no whole heap of resources, divert money that could have gone to mortgage to buy a house, or divert money that could have gone to education for her child, or divert money we could have go to a business. So that diversion of money started from the habits created from she born I eat dumpling and butter and curry chicken back. Started from there because she not eat for the nutrients. So what happened now is that her daughter not get the experience, not get the exposure, not get the extra class, not get the books, not get the calculator, and by extension not get no subject. Her daughter now come in and start to work as a helper for the same person where she was a helper for. The system is where we have some schools that are traditional schools and them have 85-90% chance of getting 5 subjects. And then we have some schools which are non-traditional schools and some of them have a 2%, 1% chance of getting 5 subjects. So from the age of 12, within our system, we give up on a certain set of children and call them dunce. Now the fact is, that these children have given enough evidence that they are not dunce. The simple fact that them can walk and or talk. If a person can walk, them never born a walk, which means them learn to walk. If a person can talk, they never born a talk, which means them learn to talk. Yet somehow a person bright at 9 months become dunce at 19. That is not the person. That's a set of variables working together to maintain the status quo. So a youth might have got to Haile Selassie and him is a great high jumper in talent. But Haile Selassie can't afford a high jump bag and him definitely can't afford a high jump coach. That youth therefore don't make it to the Olympics. A youth equally or less talented go to KC who have how much coach, physiotherapist, 100 high jump bag, meal program, everything, and him make it to the Olympics. So therefore, that is a systematic negative that exists. The system is where our mind tells us that every Christmas the poor should buy something and the rich say they're going to sell something. So every December we want paint, we want curtain, we want party ticket, we want clothes, we want dress up, and every January we broke. But you check it out. You check the Indians, you check the Chinese, you check the man them who own things, the people who are wealthy. Every Christmas they must say, oh, yo, where them people want to buy, make us sell it. Every Christmas price mart say, yo, we need to bake more cake. Every Christmas KFC I say, yo, we need to have a special. Coach I say, yeah man, we are waiting on them. Every Christmas the people in downtown I say, yeah man, them are come. The Berger Paint I say, yeah man, we are going to sell some more things. The rich say what them are going to sell December and the poor say what them are going to buy. Causing the poor to continuously be poor in January and the rich to be even richer. So there's a set of variables, as may I explain to you, that even cause for when you go to hospital, you don't have insurance and so therefore you can't get a surgery. That cause for you not to be able to do a yearly checkup and so until you get blind, you don't know say you have diabetes. Until you lose a foot, you don't know say you have diabetes, because the system is that variable working together for just maintain a status quo. If you would find out say you have diabetes before you're blind, then your quality of life would have longer and your earning potential would have longer. The last example may I give you about the system is where the inner city communities don't recognize that no uptown community fight. Anywhere there's high violence, there's high poverty. Because risk reduce price, including the individual's price. So you have some youth now when them apply for your work, them address can't go up on the application because nobody will take them. That is not a past thing, that's a current thing. So Micheal Manley now meditate on this thing and say, yo, if we are going to change Jamaica, we have to start to change the system, because the only way Jamaica can change is if the status quo change. So he now come and say, yo, all right, when I look at Jamaica's reality, I see say you have more people looking at work than people providing the jobs. And you used to have people who go to the front of the farm or go to the front of the factory, line up and try to underbid the man who get the job. So a man say, yo, me take 5,000 and the next man beside him say, no man, me will take 4, and the next man say 3. And therefore, because a man think half a bread is better than no bread at all, him used to just work for nothing. Michael Manley come and say, okay, the only way we can take care of the vagaries of demand and supply, which means that the demand for labor was outpaced by the supply of labor, therefore driving down the price of labor. He said we had to put a rule in place that the price of labor, called a wage, cannot go lower than X. That's how minimum wage come in. So therefore, enough of who work for minimum wage now, 7.5 or 7.8 or whatever minimum wage is now. Ask yourself, if this wasn't in place and a man offer you 2,000 to do the same work, you'd have possibly take it because you have no other option, no other work. Michael Manley calls for us to be able to say no lower than X is supposed to be the wage. Whether it is too low now or not, before Michael, there was no such limit. And I have seen with my own eyes, on some of these, especially some of the Chinese work, where 10 man at work and 40 man sit down, waiting on the demise of one of the 10. Waiting for the Chinese to say, no gooder, or no worker, no gooder, go home. And one of them jump in. So it would have been the same without Michael Manley. Michael Manley recognized, because at the time it was based on physical work. Work was based on strength more than brain, especially for black people. So, I tell you, say, in the 70s, if you're doing research, you know that bank work, bank teller couldn't be no black people. Storefront worker could have been no black people. Black people in the 70s was going to do muscle work. And by extension, women were at disadvantage because just by natural blessing, the average man stronger than the average woman. And so them used to seek now to actually now pay women less for the same hours of work because she not have equal strength. Context me and go in somewhere where they're going, you know. And Michael Manley say, yo, you can't have half the society being disadvantaged by their biological realities. And so by extension, Michael Manley said equal pay for women. Now meditate on these people. It was just the last election, not Trump. Trump versus Hillary Clinton. In the big United States, that equal pay for women was being discussed as a law. Michael Manley give Jamaica equal pay for women. From the 70s, people. We'll come back again. Michael Manley observed the system and recognized that if more of our society was women family dependent, because from slavery they have trained men to feel that they have no duty to the unit of family, See? So therefore most of our families were single parent families provided for by women. So if you didn't protect women, you couldn't protect family, you couldn't change the status quo. The children outcome couldn't be improved. And so the man go further than equal pay for women and say, yo, okay, when a woman is pregnant, she should, in the last stages of her pregnancy, receive maternity leave. Before that, when your belly starts show, them send you home. Because no employer wants to pay 2 workers to do 1 work. And when a lady is on maternity leave, she has to be paid and her duty is carried out by somebody else who have to be paid. So employers never wanted to do that work, that carry out that act of paying 2 people. And so the employers were saying, yo, you hear me? If you're pregnant, go home. Michael Manley said that can't work. They're right. They're right. The man go further now and say, yo, when I look at what is happening, the people's willingness to depend on other people was the reason for them to always not fight for their own rights. Because dependence means the person you depend on must like you. And so the man come with self-reliance. Because, watch me, in slavery, the slaves could have been paid equal to the shelter they got, which was nothing, the food they got, which was minimal, and the clothing that they got, which was basic. But you could have given them enough money to buy that exact thing. You could have given them enough money to rent equal kind of shack houses, to buy equal time of nothing food, and to purchase equal time of limited clothing. However, the slave owner never wanted to give them that independence of purchase, because if the slave depend upon him for food, depend upon him for clothes, depend upon him for housing, he's less likely to run away. That's why you see even Andrew Holness them now, when a COVID are going to look at 10 grand for to depend upon them. Nobody's saying we are going to get insurance, unemployment insurance. Them are going to free 10 grand to maintain dependence, because when you depend upon me, you need for me to like you. Otherwise you don't get what you depend on me for. Micheal Manley, from as far back as the 70s, the man say, we must be independent in ourselves. Now, I beg on people, I don't forget to read a local book for me, please, called The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. It's a book that changed my life. Big up Taylor Reynolds, who did lend me that book from UA. And the book says, the ultimate state of human existence is interdependence, which means you can depend upon me and I can depend on you. That means that if you can depend on me, I must first be independent so that you can depend on me. And if I am going to depend on you, you must also be independent so that I can depend on you. So the book says you start from dependence and you graduate to independence so that you can achieve interdependence. One of Jamaica's biggest problems is that we have so much people dependent and so few people independent that there is no interdependence. We have a set of people who always a borrow but never can lend. We have a set of people who always a beg but never can give. And so therefore Micheal from them time meditate and say, if we are going to have a country that is going to be great to achieve synergy, we must create independent people. And by creating that independent people, then now them are going to be able to now depend upon each other. So just like how if you have a wife at work and a husband at work, the two can go get NHT. But if you have a wife at work and a husband at work, only one can get NHT. Now you can say how different your house is going to be if only one can get NHT. You see where I come from? So the man said, all right, we are going to now seek to change the system by making our people independent. That's how the man come with education, free education. Now, Micheal Manley was saying that equal opportunity was the outcome that he wanted. But equal opportunity or equal access then in education, equal access had to start with access. If you had no access, you couldn't have equal access. So therefore the free education was to now make those who could not afford education get access. You go ask some people where are 70 now and 60 now. Said some of them couldn't go to school. You'd have to choose one child for school and the rest stay home. That's the Jamaica that the man tried to change. So when we see some of them schools are still popped down, it's because the reality is that we have not graduated from just seeking access to now seeking equal access, because the equal speak to quality access. So we stuck at access because we not get for reach quality access yet. So Micheal say, yo, listen, me are gonna now start access by not making affordability be a deterrent to access. Not only to secondary school, the man carried to university. Enough black man couldn't there university. Enough regular poor people could have cut them yaya for university. Then the man look again and say, a man cannot be independent if he earns nothing. And so therefore, if we want to increase the feeling of being someone in our society, we have to increase and improve the environment around the people. And one way to improve the environment was to pay the same people to go about cleaning up them environment. And that's how you get crash program. Now, even in today's day, for political patronage. Enough people are out there with unplanned bushing program. Andrew Holness himself put 60 million or 60 how much million in a bushing. I mean, I remember 600 million, I think it was, in a bushing. When I say after this bushing, nobody know escape in the bushes after this 600 million. But he never did it in a structured way. He never identified people and tried to make them independent. He did it in a method to win an election, a political strategy. Micheal Manley say, yo, we're not trying to give you free, because if we give you free, you're a dependent. We are going to make you earn it by increasing and improving your environs, by extension increasing and improving the nation. And from improving the nation, you then now become interdependent, because I can depend on you to carry out your duty, which you're paid for. You get me? So then the man say, yo, okay. You cannot be independent if you don't have the resources necessary to make a profit. The resources that are necessary to make a profit is going to be access to land and capital. And I saw the man come with land for the landless and start to give people land, access to government land lease and all of them something there, so that you can go do farming and all of those things. Now, some people never take advantage of it, but some people did. Some doctors, some lawyers, children of whose children are doctor now and lawyer now, and politician now, where farmers will take advantage. You understand? And the man say, if it is that, because you see the same thing with me here, even Andrews say, oh, somebody go out, I figure me my talk, yo. I'm not going to tell you how much money I'm going to make off a goat this Christmas. I'm just going to just make it and just cool.
So this is what I say when I say Damion Crawford deliver it in a total different way and make it more acceptable. And I'm sure Wally Pounder right now understand why a lot of persons upset at what Andrew Holness said. Because if Micheal Manley did all these things for Jamaica and Jamaicans, boy, that's a whole lot of good that Micheal Manley did. That simply means that a lot of the privileges that you and I have today, all because of Micheal Manley, that possible. People, talk to me down in the comment section. Make me know your thoughts, your views, and your opinion on this one. But if this is your first time to Unstoppable TV and you have not yet hit that subscribe button, please consider hitting the subscribe button now and turn on all notifications. So once you upload a video, you will get notified. I'm Unstoppable and I'm out.
Right now, you know we unstoppable.